In this teaching unit, we introduce you to the program QGIS. In this unit, we will see what is QGIS, how it is installed, which is the graphical interface of the program, how it is configured, how a QGIS project is configured, which are the differences of these two configurations, and which are the main tools of the program. What is QGIS? QGIS is a geographic information system open source software with all the advantages that it implies on open source software. It was launched in 2002 as a visualizer of the open source database PostgreSQL with its geospatial component PostGIS. Later, it incorporated the benefits of the program GRASS, which integrates GNU libraries such as GDAL, Qt, Python, SQLite, GRASS, and Saga. It is available in different operating systems such as Windows, Mac, and Linux, and at the moment there is a beta version in Android. QGIS allows to create, edit, visualize, analyze, and to publish geospatial information data that has a spatial component. How do we install QGIS? Very simple. We go to the website of qgis.org. In the main page, you can find the download link where you can find the available versions of the program. Here we will choose the version 2.2 Valmira, but the community developers are quite active and launching new versions in short time. In any case, you will find the latest version of the program here. Take into account if you have a 32 bits or 64 bits computer to use the corresponding installer. Also, an important note, there is a link to support the project. If the program is suitable for you and it solves the problems that you have, it's worth making a donation so that the project keeps evolving. Once downloaded and installed, execute the QGIS icon. The graphical interface of the program appears on your screen. On top, you see the menu bar, a drop-down menu bar where we will navigate to the different functionalities of the program. Also, we have a toolbar where we have direct access to the different functionalities. Also, in the left part, we have the legend, and also called the table of contents or talk, where you can go to the different layers and manage them through here. Underneath the talk, we can see the overview, although we could have other things there as well. It will allow us to have a layer loaded in the overview or several so that we can locate it with the frame accurately. Also, we see the canvas, which is the biggest part of the screen. The part where we have the geographic view, the map, where we will see the geographical information of the data that we are inserting in our project. Also, in the bottom part, we have the status bar, where we can see the coordinates of the cursor, the scale of visualization of the data, and very important, the representation in the coordinate reference system. It is important, and we will see it in the following subjects. Once the graphical interface of the program is familiar to you, the first things that we will do will be to configure the general options. In this screen that you see here, you can access it through the main bar, through settings, and then to options. Here we will be able to change the different general properties of the system, such as data source, rendering, canvas, and legend, map tools, printing composer or simply composer, digitizing, control of GDAL, and very important, the coordinate reference systems, language, and network. We'll enter in detail in some of these dialogues further ahead. You can check the different dialogues that the Setting tab contains in the general options of the program. We will divide it into two sections, in the canvas and legend, where it is interesting to choose a transparent selection modifying the channel alpha of the chosen color, but we will see this in detail in the exercises. In order to modify, we double-click on the Layers dialog, either to open the attribute table or to open the properties of the layer. In this case, we are creating or configuring the layers. It is interesting to see this for one reason or another. We'll also check the coordinate reference system. It is very important to know which are our coordinate reference systems, which is the CRS of the data we will be working with. From this dialog, we can set the coordinate reference system of the project. Once the general options of the program are configured, we will be able to configure the project properties that we will be working with. The screen that you are viewing here is the screen that we use to navigate through our project from the menu bar, and we go to Project Properties. Using this, we will be able to configure the specific features such as General for the general settings, the Coordinate Reference Systems, CRS, and also to identify predetermined layers, styles, etc. Here, in the General Settings dialog, we see that we can change the title of the project. Also, we'll be able to predetermine the selection color and to set the transparency of the layer, which is very important. We can also configure the access routes to the data between absolute or relative, the measurement tools, the units, the decimal accuracy, the project scales, in short, different specific configurations. Here we see the coordinate reference system of our project. We could filter the options that we want to introduce for our coordinate reference system of our project by choosing from the list that is shown here to us. The dialog of coordinate reference system, we can see the ones that we have recently used. Well, we are now at the end of this first subject of the introduction to QGIS. We see here the set of the main tools of the program. These icons are on the main window of the program. On one hand, we have those to create a new project, to open existing project, to save as a project. On the other hand, we have those of the new print composer, the composer manager. Once we have completed our project and adding all the data, we'll go to the print composer to give graphical output to these maps. We also have the tools to add data, to add layers, either in a vector format or rastered format from web map service databases. In short, we will check this tool ahead in more detail. Also, we have the navigation tools to navigate through the map, pan map, the zoom in, zoom out at the area of interest. We will also see in detail each of these which serve to navigate on the canvas. Also, we have the information icons where we will be able to obtain data of the different features we have added on the map. Also, we will be able to measure distances, angles, areas directly on the view. Then we have the selection tools. All the tools that have to do with selection have this characteristic yellow color, which is very good to distinguish from other icons. We'll also see in more depth how we can use them. And finally, the attribute table, which is very important. When inserting a layer, go to this icon and see the attributes, the data that come within the layer. Both the attribute table and the selection tools work on an active layer. We'll see this ahead. And here we come to the end of the introduction to QGIS.